Hi, my name is Remy Thibodeau and I'm the Associate Director in Mental Health Service here at the Student Health Center. All right, so we will be making an origami crane for Mental Health Week at LSU, and specifically this project relates to suicide prevention. So what you'll need is a piece of paper, anything that is perfectly square, usually if it's 4x4 or 6x6, that'll work well. Usually if the paper is colored on one side and white on the other, that makes it easy to work with because you can kind of tell your inside from your out, but anything will do. So because this is dealing with suicide prevention, the thing that we'll ask is that on the inside portion of the paper, or the white side of the paper, that you write some message of hope, a hope, a wish, or a prayer. If somebody was in struggle, what's the message that you would want them to hear in that moment to kind of help them get through it? So I'll write down my own example, but feel free to come up with whatever hope or wish or prayer that feels great for you. All right, so we'll get started with the folding. So the first fold you'll make is rectangular. So just simply flipping the square over. And then we'll rotate it around and do another rectangle. Now, put the colored side of the paper facing up, and we're gonna fold on the diagonal. It's gonna make like a large triangle. And then rotate it and do the opposite triangle. Okay. Now put it on the white side and you'll notice you have some folds that are like valleys and some that are like peaks, and that's exactly what we want. So I'll just kind of pop that middle down. And then the paper is naturally going to go into like a folded shape, like similar to what you did as a kid in that paper game. And then once you fold it flat, it becomes a perfect square. The portion that is open like this, be sure to point that towards yourself, towards your body, because that's really important how we fold next. So now with that open side facing yourself, we're gonna fold these into some longer triangles that make this look like a kite. So again, the point of the kite is going to be down towards that open space. See, this looks like a kite, and the opening is towards me. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the exact same thing on this side, so that each side will be a mirror of each other. There we go, and the kite. So now you're going to take this top triangle and you're going to fold it down and then pop it back up. We really just want that fold to our benefit. So this is maybe the most difficult challenge. So if you can get through this step, you have it made. So we're going to open up the two sides of our kite, and then I'm going to open up this mouth right here, this paper mouth, so that it shows the white. And then I'm just going to gently encourage my folds to lay flat like this. So it might need some encouragement and some coaxing, but eventually you'll get it. Let me flip it on the other side and we'll do the exact same thing here. So the small triangle, I'm folding it down just so I can use that bend. And then I'm going to open up my kite. I'm going to get the one single slice so that it looks kind of like a mouth opening up. And then I'll gently work and encourage my folds so that it lays flat. And then you'll notice you have one side that has like legs and the other side is kind of closed. So that leg portion, we're gonna kind of take this, imagine these are like a pair of pants and they're regular style pants, and we're gonna make them into some skinny jeans. So more of like a tapered fit, if you will. So there we go. And again, flip it on the other side and do the exact same thing. I have those legs folded. So now I'm going to take kind of, if we're imagining that this is a leg, then I'm going to assume that this is kind of like a hip joint. So I'm going to like open up the hip joint, and I'm going to make this leg do a super high kick in the air. And then I'm going to fold this together. So, and if you're, again, your folds may need a little bit of encouragement, don't be afraid to work them to your advantage. So now I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing with its other leg. Kind of open it up at what would be the hip joint, make it do a high kick in the air, and then fold it like that. And then these large triangles are our wings. So I'm going to fold that down at like a 90-degree angle. And then these things that look like horns right now, that's actually your head and your tail. So we want to work them out at a wider angle so that they look more like a head and a tail. Gently encourage it out. And then you just take one of the points, and I usually kind of examine and see which one looks a little bit worse. And then I make it the head. So you can kind of camouflage any mistakes that you might have made in that one. And there you have your origami crane.